Welcome to datascience.show, the podcast where data science meets executive leadership. We talk with top AI and analytics thought leaders about turning data into real business impact. If you're a C-level leader or data expert shaping the future, you're in the right place.
Last quarter, a customer retention model lost 8 percentage points because a single timestamp shifted upstream, 3 weeks of debugging, and real revenue at stake. I'm Mirko Peters. We explore how data science and AI drive real business impact. And today, I want to show you how small, enforceable data contracts stop that kind of damage before it starts. Quick one-liner. Data contracts plus federated ownership turn chaotic ad hoc data sharing into a repeatable capability that accelerates trustworthy AI. Less noise, more measurable value.
Exactly. A data contract is a minimally sufficient handshake between a producer and a consumer. Not a 40-page policy, but a clear, enforceable promise. What's provided, how fresh it must be, how schema changes are handled, how lineage is exposed, and who's accountable when something breaks.
Federated ownership means those promises live with the teams closest to the data. Central teams own the plumbing and guardrails, the platform, the catalog, the automation, while domain teams own the content and operational decisions. That balance preserves speed while reducing systemic risk.
We couldn't ship because the upstream schema changed. That line from a frustrated data consumer should make every executive uncomfortable. It captures where most value leaks out, unclear ownership and brittle integrations.
So, what belongs in a minimal contract? 5 primitives. I'll say them first, fast, then unpack. Schema, SLAs, access, lineage, change protocol.
Schema, declare canonical fields and which ones can be null. Short sentence, producers guarantee these fields, consumers defensively handle the rest.
SLA freshness targets, acceptable staleness, and an error budget. Keep this numeric, no vague language.
Access, who reads, who requests exceptions, API keys, or RBAC pointers. Lineage, attach a provenance pointer so a consumer can trace changes upstream. Change protocol, notify, test, deploy, and if it's breaking, require a migration plan and sign-off.
Let me give you concrete numbers you can use in the next meeting. Target examples. Integration lead time, under 2 weeks to onboard a dataset. Freshness SLA, under 15 minutes for streaming signals, under 24 hours for daily aggregates. Error budget, less than 0.5% failing events. And a one-line sample SLA you can paste into a doc. Dataset, customer activity, median event latency, less than 15 minutes, 99th percentile, less than 1 hour. Schema stable for 14 days post-deploy. Owner, payments team. Use it verbatim if you need to get to consensus fast.
Curious, how fine should contracts be? Start at the dataset or feature set level that maps to a business capability. Payments reconciliation, fraud signals, retention features. Not every micro table needs its own contract. If 2 teams repeatedly fight over a field, create a contract for that capability.
Integration patterns matter. Use API first where you need synchronous, versioned calls. Prefer event-driven for scale and decoupling, but couple events with a manifest so schemas are discoverable. For analytics pipelines, a machine-readable dataset manifest is often the most practical contract artifact.
There's a natural tension here. Central platform versus federated teams. Centralize the plumbing, catalogs, verification checks, lifecycle automation. Federate domain decisions, content, priorities, minor schema evolution. The playbook is to centralize tooling and guardrails, federate accountability and ownership. That's how you keep velocity without creating systemic fragility.
Rollout sequence, pragmatic and business-driven. Pick a high-value, high-friction use case. Examples: a customer retention model that's noisy, a fraud pipeline that misses events, or an onboarding report that's inconsistent across regions. Instrument a minimally viable contract for the involved datasets. Automate SLA checks, and measure downstream change in model stability and time to insight.
Measure success with short, executive-friendly KPIs. integration lead time, upstream incident frequency, and model performance delta. If a model's precision improves after stabilizing inputs, you can trace that directly to reduce technical debt and to dollars. Report these to leadership monthly. Visibility sustains support.
On incentives, give the platform a small operating budget to build automation and exception processes. Make local teams accountable through SLA visibility. Breaches show on dashboards and feed into operational scorecards. Simple incentives work: visibility, resource priority, and a clear escalation path.
Dispute resolution is usually political, not technical. Create a tight accountability forum, weekly or bi-weekly, where producers and consumers escalate unresolved issues. Appoint a rotating executive sponsor who can cut trade-offs quickly. Keep decisions auditable. Rollback, temporary exceptions, or contract amendments. Fast outcomes, endless debate.
The common risks: over-governing that kills delivery, stale contracts that nobody revisits, and vendor lock-in if tooling is proprietary. Counter with rules of thumb. Keep contracts minimal, schedule lifecycle reviews, and prefer open manifest formats so you can change tools without rewriting contracts. Looking ahead 12 to 24 months, 3 durable moves will pay dividends. 1. Automate contract verification into CI/CD and data pipelines so checks are non-negotiable. 2. Surface contract health on leadership dashboards. Make it visible. 3. Invest in a small central team focused on guardrails and developer experience, not policing. 2 pragmatic actions you can take this quarter. 1. Deploy a pilot contract and SLA template on a single high-value use case. Ship it quickly. Measure integration lead time and model stability. Then iterate. 2. Stand up the accountability forum with a rotating sponsor and require a 1-page migration plan for any breaking change. Those 2 moves buy clarity and momentum without heavy overhead.
If you leave the room with one line to share at your next exec meeting, make it this: start small, measure fast, and make ownership visible. That's how you transform ad hoc data sharing into a repeatable capability that pays for itself. That's the difference between models and value.
Thanks for listening. If you found this episode valuable, subscribe and share it with your network. Connect with me on LinkedIn. I'm Mirko Peters for templates and follow-up resources. We'll be back with more conversations on how data science and AI create real business impact. Until next time.
Thanks for listening to datascience.show. If you found value in this episode, subscribe, share it with your network, and join us next time as we explore how data science drives smarter decisions and better business outcomes.